The yellow paint I'm using in this case is Restoration Shop, Sunshine Yellow Acrylic Enamel. It is advertised as not needing to be thinned. In reality, this is not the case. The paint couldn't flow nicely and resulted in a slight orange peel texture. Personally, I'm not too worried about this because I've applied 4 to 5 coats and have the opportunity to sand the paint to achieve a smooth surface. While waiting for the right moment to apply the blue paint, I had the opportunity to sand 3/4 off the front part of the car. At this point, it's too early to evaluate the paint and hardener. It's known that this is a budget paint and has nothing to do with high-end brands. The challenge for me is to achieve the highest quality under poor painting conditions with budget paint. In fact, I've done this before under similar conditions with Omni budget paint and EVERCOAT wet look acrylic enamel hardener. Every day is a new opportunity, but this one is special for me because it's as blue as the sky in which the sun shines. Daniel G. For me, this day started at 4:30 a.m. Please ignore the camera time, it's not accurate. The reason I started so early is to be able to paint as early as possible when the weather is calm and there's no wind. I want to share that the car has been sitting for a few days after applying the yellow color, awaiting the next opportunity to apply the blue one. As I mentioned in the previous episode, the concrete was blown away and carefully washed the previous evening. As you can see, in the early morning, I start with heavy watering of the grassy areas to prevent dust from rising. The next step is lifting and securing the car to an appropriate height to have access everywhere. As you can notice, the masking is done in advance, with the bottom covered to avoid overspray. Some of you might not appreciate the effort, but it's important to me. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm not a professional painter, and painting outdoors is a challenge. If we ignore everything else, there are 2 main issues even in relatively good weather. The first is dust that can stick to the paint, and the second is insects. Add in the sun's glare and the risk of uneven application, as well as the different temperatures of areas exposed to sunlight and those in the shade. We mustn't forget the wind, which can carry the paint somewhere else. If someone asked me today if my paint had run anywhere, the answer is no, but if they asked if there were any bugs stuck, the answer is yes. The truth is, the yellow color and the smell of the paint attract them, which necessitated some corrections. As for dust pollution, it's surprisingly minimal despite the wind gusts. A few words about the compressor. It's an 10-gallon one with a double moisture filter. In the next episode, you'll see what surprises me right before I start painting. For now, I leave you to enjoy my efforts. I hope to be thorough, and my experience will help all of you who are working on a limited budget while aiming for the best possible result.